That's about me. I got $15 bills from shakies down to the floor. Payday ain't till Friday if you're looking for more. About BC as an I'm at. I'm 2 kids shy of a 12 back. I lay in tail like a tarmac.
Hey guys, it is Friday and we are joined by Bryan Fox. Let me get him on here and then I can talk more about him. That way I'm not talking behind your back. Hi, Bryan. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
See, it's kind of hard for me because I want to say Dr. Fox because I've had you work on my teeth, so I want to be really nice to you, and I don't want to.
I'm good with Bryan.
Okay.
It's weird when people call me Dr. Fox out of the office. It's weird.
Well, because it's like a whole different personality. I mean, not that you have these different personalities. Maybe you do. That's okay. But I never knew the first couple of years bringing my son to you and me visiting you. I think one day one of your CDs was sitting there and I was like, Dr. Fox sings? And she was like, yeah. So I left with a CD that day, and I love you to death as a human being in general, but I became a fan that day. So that's super sweet. Cool to know that your dentist is also can rock it out.
Yeah, instead of playing golf, I do music. So
hey, you do what you love, and that's all that matters. So we were talking a minute ago before we came on. You're in studio today recording some stuff.
I am.
Mm-hmm. So does that mean we're going to talk about the new song? So we have more new stuff coming too.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the game plan. We're slowly doing a full length album, and I mean we're just kind of taking our time with it and just making sure that everything we do is just exactly the way we want it. It doesn't matter what genre, just making sure that we do stuff that's great. So
which is really cool too, because you don't necessarily focus on this country, the definition of country that everybody has their own definition of it. You tend to cross genres, clearly, as we're going to talk about with the new single. Yeah. Is that something that when you started out, you thought, I want to stay country, or how did that happen? It just music lover, or?
I think that when you do this for this long and I think we've gotten to a point, like Malcolm Springer is the producer, and he and I are such great friends. And we just kind of, with this one, we just started, I had been writing just whatever, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to write whatever feels good.
Right.
And when I played him a lot of the songs, we were just like, you know what, let's just, we recorded a song called Paper Thin, which would totally be like an alternative rock ballad. And, before the Nappy Roots song. And so we kind of decided, let's just put out this really, just whatever the song calls for, let's do it. So,
well, this song, the title is That's About Me. So Bryan Fox, That's About Me, featuring Nappy Roots. And you performed this on the I-65 Live benefit show. So I don't have the exact date, but it was a few weeks ago. And that was the first time. But Bryan, it looked like you were having so much fun. I was like, look how much fun he's having. So I love seeing that with artists, because you can have a song and not necessarily feel it, but you do. And so tell us how this whole collaboration came together.
Well, I first met Nappy Roots. They played my wife and I's second Fox Bash. It was probably 2010. They were our first national acts that we ever hired for the party.
Right.
It was, for Smile Train. And so we really hit it off. I mean, Nappy Roots is just they're legends in this town. I mean, Grammy nominated, multi-platinum artists. I mean, they are just unreal. And so it was, we kind of hit it off. And like, honestly, like after us hitting it off and being friends, mentally I was like, you know what, I'd love to like be able to pitch them like a cool chorus or something. And so I sent them the music for Countryfied State of Mind and the the hook for that, and just kind of kept my fingers crossed. And they were like, yeah, man. They were like, they played it cool. They're like, yeah, man, it's pretty good, man. We'll get some stuff together. And then later on, they told me they were driving back from Atlanta one day, and they were just listening to it, going, "Oh my God, we love this song so much! It's gonna be a hit." So totally,
they were just playing it. They were playing it off.
Yeah, totally. But for me, I get that, I get that call, and where they want to record it, and I'm obviously jumping up and down while I'm on
right.
the phone going, "Oh yeah, man, sounds good. Let's go to the studio." And meanwhile, I'm fanboying out like, "Oh my God, it's so cool! I'm gonna do a song with Nappy Roots." So
that's awesome.
I love, and that song turned out so good, and I mean, fun is just totally the word for what we've done together, and we have such a good rapport. They're such great human beings. It's such great people, and so talented. So.
Well,
I mean, everything we've kind of gotten together is just so fun, and I mean, I think that's what people need right now is just just pure, fun.
Right, and you were doing. Speaking of that, you were doing a right about when the quarantine started, because you are a big person that gives back to the community here in Louisville. I mean, you just the Fox Bash, which I do want to talk about in a second, but. Also, at the beginning of this quarantine, you did a Bryan Fox variety hour and put up your Venmo and your PayPal. And I think what maybe surprised people that don't know you, but did not surprise people that do know you, is you were taking the donations for out-of-work musicians here in the community in Louisville. And I don't remember the exact total. I know did it go 3 or 4 or 5 weeks that you did that? I can't remember.
We did 4 weeks in a row.
Okay. I know we were there with you too, as far as sharing stuff, but I was.
Thank you so much.
No, look, I don't want, I might need to come see you soon. So, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Add it to your bill.
But, no, we were happy to share things and be a part of it and ask people to donate because it was about, and I know you shared some stories during that hour. While there was a lot of fun, your wife, I have not met your wife. I now that is on my list of things that I need to meet your wife. I need to have a drink with her or something.
She's an amazing mom. So she's at home a lot more than I am. So I undeservedly get a lot of credit. But I think the variety hour kind of shows who the real superstar is in our relationship. Like Fox Bash was her brainchild. I helped to make it happen. And the variety hour, I mean, come on, give me a break. The people were watching that for Bryan Fox, not me, so.
Okay. I mean, you provided the soundtrack for the chicken or whatever.
Exactly.
So, but she definitely kept us all entertained. So, big shout out to her. I adore her. I've never met her in person, but that's going to change soon. I mean, we live in the same city. Let's talk about Fox Bash, because this is something near and dear to your heart as well as Ryan's. And it all goes to benefit Smile Train, correct?
Yeah.
So talk about that, how that got started, and with your daughter Dylan too, because I adore Dylan. Yeah. You know that.
Thank you. No, I know. I love her so much, obviously. But she was born with cleft lip and palate, and it was just such a scary time. Oh gosh, I hate talking about family. I get teared up. So
it's okay. That just means you're human.
It's just crazy. But when we found that information out when she was in utero, that it was a scary time. It was nothing that we've ever dealt with. We didn't know anybody that dealt with that. We just didn't know what to expect. And so the journey has been just, especially, she's my hero. she's just such an amazing person and so strong. And she dealt with it like a champ. We got through everything, and it's just it's a totally non-factor in our lives, her lives anymore.
Right.
So when initially we found Smile Train, and we knew that they gave free surgeries to kids that needed it across the world.
Right.
So we were donating. Ryan was donating to Smile Train every month, and so we decided to, maybe what we do is kind of use our personalities, which are we love to have fun.
Yeah, they're great.
Do a
though.
benefit. Throw an amazing party, provide awareness for Smile Train, have every, what's the most proud thing about Smile Train is that Jason, I'm trying to talk. Jason is trying to text me like while I'm doing this. Quit. I keep getting the notification.
Okay, Jason, stop it. If you want to know, look, he's probably going to say to me, tell Laura to stop and look at the camera. I'm actually sharing it on all the Louisville music pages. So I'm being rude, but I'm listening to you.
I know. Okay. If you see my finger go like this, well, I guess you're not really seeing it too bad. Yeah, like this, I'm swiping.
No. Okay.
So instead of doing those monthly donations, what we decided to do is use that money as part of our donation to the charity. We pay for all the out-of-pocket. This is in the beginning,
right?
Paid for all the out-of-pocket expenses to throw the party, and then that way, when people donated, there was they donated directly to Smile Train. There's absolutely zero question where the money goes to. Because they have to give it to the charity directly, and we always look at Fox Bash like it's their, it's
right.
It's their reward for being charitable. So that's how it all started out. I think the first year it was maybe 60 to 70 people. It was a totally torrential downpour. We had set up all these like little 10 by 10 tents outside our garage. It was on a Friday night, and I get home after work, and I see my father-in-law like holding on to one tent pole because all of them blew off the other side of our driveway, which if you saw our house, it's like on a crazy hill. So we ended up having Jefferson Tark Bus. They played in our garage. Everybody was inside our garage.
Oh my gosh.
People went through our house. And so that was the first year. And we just kept getting smarter and learning things as it went. Now we're at 5 years of selling out. We're at 360,000 plus of what donations have been sent to Smile Train, which if you divide that by 250, then that's 17. I'm doing math in my head real quick.
That's okay. That's all right.
But that 1,700 surgeries that Fox Bash has provided for children. So
I've been teary-eyed all week, and so here's the one thing that really kind of struck me about Dylan, because I knew about Fox Bash. You can't live in the city and not know about it because it's promoted. It's very well promoted across social media and radio stations too. But your daughter last year wrote on her Instagram or a blog. It was
tears.
Blog. That's okay. You're a proud dad. But you should be, and I want to bring this up because I know she wrote this piece, and you shared it, and then I reached out and said, "Is it okay if I share what she said?" Because I felt it was important, even though what she was talking about it's not music related. But it needed to be heard, and we shared it, and of course Dylan wanted us to change the photo we used, and I get that every teenage girl wants us to do, got to do that. That's fine. But she is so amazing. This blog that she wrote was about, look, everybody, I'm summing it up because I don't want to cry anymore today.
Please do. Make it quick.
Okay. It was just about making sure that, if you feel bad about yourself, don't let people bully you. Don't let that. She said, even contact me, but hey, you're better than that. And this is somebody who in herself would have had every right to feel sorry for herself. And she didn't, and she doesn't. And she's beautiful now, inside and out. And
she really is.
So, kudos to you and Ryan for raising such an amazing daughter, and you have more children. I hate to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I
I was
love
about to say. I mean, oh my gosh, we are so. I mean, both of our girls are just. I mean, just we're parents, but I mean, they're my favorite people on earth. I mean, not just because unconditional, but I mean, they're just such great people. And I mean, that's the one thing that I always say to people about, it's the kids grow up so fast, but the one thing that kind of eases out a little bit is seeing that both of them are just such amazing people. And I'm just so proud of both of them. So.
Well, and as a friend, I'm so proud of everything you're doing too. I do want to talk real quick about, because you've got the new single coming out June 5th.
Yeah.
That's about me again, featuring Nappy Roots, and then you also not that long ago released Rise, and prior to that Gasoline, and both of those.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not trying to make you cry, I promise, but both of those were written by you and Kevin McCreary, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But you have followed through with, and I'll tell you, Rise got to me because you've got Kevin's voice in there and the clips and things. And it's a tough video to watch because it's a tough subject. Yeah. But I think it's important. And there again, what a great way to show lessons to your daughters by putting that song out there. But then, so why did you decide to do it? One, I know you wanted to continue Kevin's memory and honor him as well. And Gasoline was a great song too. So you've kind of really been selective about these and when you put them out, but then I forget how many views was on Gasoline, or it was crazy. Like 254,000, I think, is what the view count was.
It's over 500.
Yes. And I was thinking 500,000. I was like, what? That's crazy numbers. So talk to us a little bit about Kevin and this whole thing of getting those out there.
Well, I mean, it's just kind of almost like the same story I'm going to tell you about Nappy Roots or anybody that I've been so blessed to work with. Kevin, when somebody like Kevin comes to me with an idea and says, "Hey man, I think you're the perfect person to finish up this idea," it's just like, really? You're going to make me? That's amazing. So, so Gasoline was the first one. We actually wrote a second one called It's Gonna Be That Kind of Night, which I love. And we wrote that specifically for we wanted to pitch to Jason Aldean, who wanted kind of a Bob Seger-ish anthem.
Right.
So, and then Rise was one, I'm so thankful that I saved those messages because, he's the one who kind of wrote most of the music. And so I had those messages, but the problem was, and my goal was to actually have him playing in the song still, but it had been a couple years past then. The key wasn't right for my voice, and the tempo was off. So unfortunately, we couldn't use his stuff. But I wanted to at least kind of give people an idea about the writing process and kind of how it started, and him sending me those voicemails saying, "Hey, Bryan, this is how it goes." That one was really tough. I mean, it took me probably 2 years maybe to write completely. And part of that was just when he passed away, I hadn't had it finished. And I just felt this like huge weight on my shoulders as far as wanting to make sure that I did that song justice, because it was the last song I was ever going to be able to co-write with my friend. So,
right. Oh, you gave me goosebumps, Bryan.
Well, this is just a tear fest. This is a Dr. Phil show or something.
I know. I'm trying to think of the one like Jerry Maguire at the end you're not going to make me cry, and I'm trying to think about that in my head. But normally it's me, so I think that just shows everybody that doesn't know already the type of human being that you are. Because I think those are great attributes.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think it shows more about what kind of human that Kevin was, because I mean, when he passed away, I mean, everybody that met Kevin for 5 seconds felt like they were best friends. And I mean, that's the way he kind of encompassed, and like he brought people in, and I mean, everyone loved him. And so it was more of a, he was such a high pedestal that I really had to work hard to try to meet what kind of human he was and how talented he was. It was tough. It took me a while. And it was a complicated thing because, we had these clips of him playing, and we had the voicemail, and I mean, then we had the theme of the song, which, I wrote all the lyrics, but going back to my daughters, like I've always been such a huge fan of country songs where like Miranda Lambert or who are just these badass females that were like, you mess with me, I'm pulling my shotgun out, like take no shit, I love that stuff because I'm a dad of daughters. I want them to have that confidence. And so I really had always wanted to write a song like that. And so when it came to the video, there was a lot of things to consider. How do we use, how do we best, honor Kevin's memory, show these things without exploiting, these things. And it was tough. I mean, Stephen Clark did a masterful job.
It is.
So I think
it's good. And I have a son and a daughter. So, and watching it, I was thinking, that's a tough song. It was tough for me to watch the first go round. It was tough because I honestly didn't even hear the music at first. I heard the chorus when you came in on the chorus because it was so powerful. But I'm watching, and for anybody, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. It's called Rise. It's Bryan Fox. Go subscribe to his YouTube because there's a lot of great things there too. But this song, I think, involving all those emotions of having Kevin there, but also knowing that you had these big shoes to fill, and then having to do justice for your daughters as well is amazing. So I personally, as a fan of music and as a friend of yours, think you did a great job. So it is something that.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. So you're recording right now. Are there any live shows coming up?
We're playing in Nashville at the Local in August. Oh gosh, if you go to Bryan Fox Band on Facebook and it's on that calendar. I can't remember exactly. I think maybe the middle of August.
Yeah.
Hopefully things will change and we can get a whole band up there. Right now it's just 2 people on stage at a time. So we'll have to change a little bit before we were able to do that.
Well, if not, maybe you'll can still do some virtual stuff. But yeah, I know everybody's kind of itching to get back on stage, and I've been wanting to talk with people too. So my family's tired of hearing me talk. so you all get to now, but no. And we're scrolling it across the bottom. Go to the website, bryanfoxband.com. If you have not already, go to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, subscribe, like, follow, share. Get it
Bryan
all.
Fox Band.
And then
Bryan Fox Band.
Bryan Fox Band, and make sure you all, if you don't know who Bryan Fox is, one, I don't know where you've been. Two,
I think to the dentist. No.
You haven't been to the dentist, so clearly you need to go. No, I am not one to talk. I love you, but I hate coming to see you. And it's not anything that you do. It's my fear.
I totally understand.
I cry coming in the door and then leave laughing because it's like, why was I so worried? It's good. But I hope that we can catch up with you very, very soon and get to a show. And I'm so excited for this new single, That's About Me, to drop on. Well, it'll be a week from today. So
yes.
7-day countdown now. So I'm really excited for you, and hopefully we can hook up with you and the Nappy Roots to kind of let you all do a performance of it for us. So in the meantime, you all
have a great time.
I know it was on I-65 Live, so we'll make sure we put that link up too.
Yeah.
But
okay, cool.
I'm gonna let you go so you can go record some more great music. Thank you so much.
We're excited about this one.
With us.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm giving you virtual hugs, since it's all this quarantine thing.
virtual, yeah, elbow bump, whatever.
All right, Brian, I'm going to let you go. Please tell Ryan and the girls that we say hello, and we'll all get together soon.
You'll get to, you'll actually get to see their art. They actually did all the artwork for the video. That's about
Oh, okay. Well, secretly, I've seen the video, so
yeah.
I have the private link to see it. But
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I guess I didn't pay attention to that. That's awesome. So
Yeah, they
when
do all that stuff.
released when the singles released, or are you going to wait?
Yeah,
a little
June 5th. Yeah, June 5th is the video release, as well as the and I should have a Spotify link up very soon. So
Okay.
it helps us out immensely if people pre-save that or stream us on Spotify. I mean,
Yeah.
We're really going for it. We have 350 radio stations that are getting the song, and we're pushing out. This
Yeah,
is something I've never done this before. No.
Well, you are with Grassroots Promotions. You are with an amazing company. Nancy
Thanks.
and Renee and all them over there. We
Yeah.
love them. And Teresa, I cannot leave Teresa out because she is a ton of fun too. But we are. I love those girls over there, and girls and guys over there.
Yeah.
They're great. So I'm excited to see what happens with this one for you too. But I'll let you go because I'm just going to keep telling you how much I love you and love your music.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Bye bye. I will see you soon.
Sounds good.